Welcome back. Time for our segment with April Flagg, Executive Director of Heuristic Aspirations.
Good morning.
Good morning, April. Last week we started out talking about visiting colleges and what questions to ask and the things you need to look for. We're going to explore the colleges in the county a little bit more. Which one do you want to start off with?
I thought we would start off in the north and take a peek at UMFK.
Now, what caught your attention most with UMFK?
I think the attention grabber for UMFK is relatively obvious. Their nursing program is incredible. They have the highest pass rate for the exam called NEXLAR, which is a nursing exam that nurses must pass in order to get their nursing license. So by far, that is one of their most popular programs and a wonderful opportunity for students in Heuristic who are looking to get into the medical field.
Yeah, and besides the medical field, I know a couple of weeks ago we discussed more about a very popular program at UMFK.
We did. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the forestry program at UMFK. The forestry program at UMFK is really cool. It's a 2-year program, but they go even a step further with that. What UMFK does is say, okay, take 2 years of forestry and we'll give you an associate's. But if you stay 2 more years and you take business classes, we'll give you a degree in business, a bachelor's, with a concentration in forestry, which makes you very marketable and becomes a very popular program.
Now, of course, a huge event is coming up, the World Acadian Congress, and that's going to be in that area.
It is.
Does UMFK have anything planned for the World Acadian Congress?
I'm not sure about anything formally planned, but UMFK does have something that they refer to as the Acadian Archives, which is hundreds and hundreds of years of the tradition preserved in these amazing documents, and it's open to the public. So anybody who wants to learn about the Acadian tradition, the history, they can go there and take a peek.
Now, speaking of the history and stuff, it's important to get students involved with the community.
It is.
What does UMFK kind of do to help students get involved?
Well, UMFK has a program that has always had its fame for being community involved. But perhaps the most important one is a program called the Passbook Program. They give it to all freshmen, incoming freshmen, and there are lists of activities and places in the community that they should visit. Once they do, they get like a stamp or a picture, then they turn it in at the end of the year for credit. I mean, it's a neat thing to get them engaged in the community, and it's a cool thing for the professors to see them engaged. But I think probably the best thing is that it's a memory, and they get to have that when they graduate.
And of course, when you talk about UMFK, you have to mention the Rural U program.
Yes, you do. The Rural U program is probably something that UMFK is gaining the most popularity for. It started with one high school 3 years ago. They're up to 45 high schools and over 245 students in Maine who will be taking college classes. And I think the most amazing thing that I learned about UMFK and Rural U, there was a senior this year from Fort Kent who graduated with 38 college credits. That's a savings of $20,000 as she goes into her 3rd year of college.
Wow, we are running out of time, April. Where do people go for more information?
So for UMFK, it's www.umfk.edu. And then, of course, to learn more about my program and the Govan Scholars, there are 4 of them going to UMFK. You can visit www.govanfund.org and find out who they are, what they do, and what we do for them.
Perfect. Thanks, April.
Thanks.
Let's go to April Loveland.